Everybody, it's tough, and it's Christmas Day, and we're gonna do a Christmassy mod video with no trees and no presents. I'm horrible at humor. Anyways, this is continuation of the Orbweaver analog mod, and today we're gonna be soldering the D-pad and the thumb sled to the factory D-pad PCB that we've already desoldered the factory switches off of in a previous video. So let's get right into this. Let's do the thumb sled first because it's the easiest. Just a few words on orientation. So, you know, this is going to sit like this. So this wire is going in under here. So let's just flip everything over and have a look at the underside so you know what to solder to. Don't need that, that's in the way. Here's the factory D-pad. These four spots, so this one, that one, that one, and that one are the D-pad. And then on the underside is the spot for the switch for the thumb lever, which we also desoldered. So we're gonna solder to this, and the way that this D-pad is orientated inside of this part of the Orbweaver body from this angle is like this. So the best way to do it is to find the main wire harness, the plug that's right here. Well, when it's oriented this way, it's upside down and facing that way. So I've got it like that, and it sits on top of these two screw posts, so there and there, specifically there and there, and here is our thumb sled. These are our pads, our soldering pads, and doesn't matter which way they're oriented. It doesn't matter which angle you come at them. I like coming at it from the bottom because there's already going to be a lot of wires on the other side, so on the side, that side, but on this side there's not going to be a ton. There's just this right here. So let's put it there, and it's a piece of cake. You can even leave it there. I'm going to take it out and put it on my helping hands because I love these things. They really help. It's funny, I'm a funny guy, and my soldering iron's been on for too long, so I need to tend the tip really quick. That's good-ish. All right, that's tinned. Let's get this into view. Let's see if my camera will focus-ish. That's better. Well, that's better. So I'd like to start by adding a little bit of solder to these pads, just a little bit. A little bit more than that. That's good. A little bit more there too. Okay. Now, since the Orbweaver body is open, we don't need to worry about feeding this in first. We'll need to worry about that with the D-pad, but we're doing this first because it's easy. So here we go. Just kind of heat the pad up, and once it's kind of soft flowing, you just can kind of feed that wire in there past. Did it. It's in. And now for the sibling. Make sure you don't touch the soldering iron to yourself or other parts of stuff to avoid burning things. This thing's hot. There, it went in. That's in. Let's have a look at it from the other side. There. You can see the wires coming up, and that's what you want. Let's it's a good idea to trim those. I'm not going to trim them yet because I'm going to do some multimeter testing after this. I like to trim after so I don't have to restrip the shielding if I need to redo something. So I'm just going to leave those as they are for now. And then let's do the D-pad. I'm going to cut here. All right, so we're going to do the D-pad. I'm going to show you one of them, and then you can do the other three at your leisure. I'll do them off camera to make sure I'm doing them right. But start like this. Go ahead and reseat this PCB on the posts like I showed you for the thumb sled, and flip it over. And we're doing this because we want to make sure we get up and down right. I say it like that because it doesn't really matter a ton, but let's get this out. There we go. That is in there tight, which is what you want. I was hoping to not have to use glue with this D-pad. I think I might get away with not having to do that, which would be awesome. Anyways, so the way that this D-pad goes in, up is, I'm going to say this, and it sits in that slot. So on the bottom, up is the blue wire. And we color-coded things, which means on the other side, we want the blue wires. There they are. Beautiful. I'm just separating them a little bit. Let's go ahead and bend the other guys down so we don't get confused. All right, so what we want to do, we found up. Up is blue. Let's get this guy back in here so we can see up is this. So let's just, there is the wiring harness, the plug right here. So we know that up is the pads right next to the wiring harness. So let's just take that off. Helping hands this guy. This is going to be a little tricky with the camera because we need to put these wires through here like this and solder them like that. It's super fun. If you need to use tape or something to kind of hold everything in place, you might need to. I'm just gonna try to hold it. So again, add some solder to these pads. Let me focus that. That's all right. It's not amazing. It's all right. Let me get that out of the way. Stay down. Some solder there. Add some solder there. And I got my blue wires separated. So this should just be as easy as the thumb sled. I'm trying not to burn the shielding. It's a little tricky. I know the problem. Sometimes you have to go from the beneath. Let's try the other pad. I might need to add more solder here. I think I do. So let's just go ahead and do that. That's better. That will be easier. Okay. Try this again. I didn't have enough solder in there, so the heat wasn't transferring. There we go. That's in. Boom. Now, the other one. Should be using needle nose pliers so I don't burn myself, or tweezers, but you know what? I'm just going to do it anyways. What's one more burn? That's in there-ish. And I'm saying what's one more burn, but I'm actually getting scared because that's hot. And I don't want to burn myself. Tough, you're funny. Not really. Your kids think you're funny. There we go. That's in. All right, and we're done. So that's one of those done. And then you would just go and do the other three. So we did up, which is blue. And I can look and see that down is the other. I've got black, blue, red, and gold. So gold is down. So I'll do the rest of this, and then I'll show you what you need to do to test it, just to make sure. All right, guys, I've got everything soldered on the D-pad. I'm showing you this mess because of what's happening next. I want to actually bring the Orbweaver back to the PC and test it and make sure that everything works inside of Synapse. So just so you know what this looks like from what I do, what I consider to be acceptable is just carefully plug everything back in, including the LED, this main plug to this D-pad PCB, and then just carefully pick it all up and carry it over to the PC. That's where we're going right now. All right, so here we are. I've got this Orbweaver plugged up. Let's go to the side view in Synapse, and it's bound to WASD on the D-pad and spacebar on the thumb lever. So I'm gonna push the buttons on that I just soldered. So here's the thumb sled, space. That works. And then I'm gonna do WASD on the D-pad. Perfect, that all works. So just come in here and make sure that this works like you expect. This is a good test to make sure that you haven't broken something and that your wiring's good. And if this works, then we're basically ready to assemble stuff, which should be the next video. Thanks a lot. I'll catch y'all later.